Elevations to everyone in the collective. Hopefully, it's a charge for a minute. Hopefully, everybody has had an amazing Tuesday or start to the Tuesday so far. We're going to get into some quick, let me start over. Elevations to everybody in my good collective. Thank you for all the likes, the shares, the comments, the subscribes, the constructive criticism, and all of the feedback and comments, the hypes, the everything, especially the donations. Your girl really appreciates it. I ask that y'all continue to do so to help me live as comfortably as possible, to be of service to the collective. It's not just for me to live collective, it is for me to continue to put into this channel as best as I can by having the resources, even if they are minimum, that I need in order to give out the messages to the collective. So I want to thank everybody that returns to the channel and that supports your girl, the channel, the cause, the messages. To everybody that is new to the channel, welcome. I am Shay, the dual alchemist, your dual nature being, bringing you messages from the divine, from the highest aspect, as the Most High God would like for me to deliver them to you. These are not my messages. They belong to the ethers, to the spiritual realm and the Most High God source. So as I give out these messages, as they are general, they may resonate with you at one point in time or another. My messages are always timeless, collective. They can be past, present, or future. And remember, there are no such things as coincidences. God does not deal by chance. God deals in synchronicities, and so does the universe. So only take what resonates and leave what does not. But typically my messages, as general as I like to proclaim for them to be, synergy. A lot of messages that I give out are to provide solutions to people that are going through problems, as we are living in a very problematic society and times at this time. We need to be focused on providing solutions for ourselves and to be of service to others, for those of you that like that line of work. So if you are new to the channel, stick around. You may find me very eccentric, very quirky, very hippie-like, very bitchy. Nonetheless, my intentions are always from a place of good faith and peace and blessings and from the heart space. I'll share to that. Most High God source, I give you all the praises, the glory, and the peace and blessings. Thank you for choosing me. Thank you for the trials and tribulations. Thank you for allowing me to be the one to give out this message to the collective. Thank you for allowing. Somebody may have an issue with their hearing. Some falling on deaf ears. Nonetheless, Most High God source, big time. What's up, Father? Ashe. Ashe to the Divine Mother. Ashe to the Deva. Ashe to the ancestors of my highest good. Ashe to those in the collective who are of my highest good. Ashe to my soul tribe. Ashe to my highest self. Ashe to peace, prosperity, abundance, fortune, and righteous and divine justice. Ashe to the Galactic Council, the Galactic Federation. Ashe. Ashe to all multidimensional beings, all cosmic beings, and all other higher dimensional beings of my highest good, including my spirit guides, my guardian angels, and the archangels. Ashe. Protect me from all negative and low vibrational energies. Protect me from any and all voodoo and voodoo doll magic and spells and witchcraft and black magic, which I hereby declare and render useless at this time. And this includes all their wicked tools and devices, both known and unknown. I call my magic, my energy, my power back, my energy's essence back, my vitality back from across all spaces and time where my energy exists. Ashe. So, collective elevations. God's child, what's up, love? Elevations to y'all. Run Lee, good afternoon. Well, I guess it would be noon there, child. I just woke up not too long ago, so I did do a late night. I don't know what you want to call it, but long live. But elevations to everybody in the collective. So, the first card is synergy, collective. We're going to focus on a more positive side of the messages today. As we know, they can get brutal later on in the day, child. So, Synergy's number is 41, which breaks down to a 5. So, change. Synergetic change. Synergy, it says the frequency of synergy supports our allowance and acceptance of not so obvious, never seen before combinations and unions that result in now, child, these words so little, I need glasses, that result in new ways of functioning, working, thinking, relating, loving, and being. It reminds us to embrace the unfamiliar so that new yet exciting co-creations can give birth to new realities. So synergy, that's like combining your strengths with other people's strengths, no matter your differences, no matter the cultural barriers, no matter where there may be differences here. It's about combining our strengths, right? A meeting of the mind, so to speak. I know this one. Look, y'all have the big. If you got the real deck, the cards are bigger. The words not so small, child. When I was really on trying times, I decided to buy a lot of decks, and come to find out they are not real. But hey, it is what it is. Okay. So we have synergy, and so with oh shit, now we got divine masculine and divine feminine in the building. Let's tap in on that energy with compassion. So we have divine masculine and divine feminine. So with synergy, right? This could be talking about one person. This could be talking about within ourselves. But I really feel like this is talking about a group dynamic here. Where men, y'all have your strengths. Women, we have our strengths, right? This is talking about a meeting of the minds to combine our strengths. No matter the differences. And then, again, this could be differences in gender and our points of view, who we feel like should wear the pants in relationships or in connections, who should be the face of, who should be the leader of, who should be the one that is the general, the anything. An army is strong as one, not divided. Divine masculine, divine feminine, synergetic energy. I mean, we start off the gate like, I love it. I love it. So I'm going to keep it there. So as we are coming into knowing ourselves, our dualistic natures, right? We have many dual natures, light and dark, masculine and feminine. As we are coming to embody those things and embrace those things about ourselves collective, now we are more of a working tool and part for a bigger group dynamic. So this could be soul tribes, a meeting of people here who are all masculine and feminine within themselves. But the group dynamics consist of masculines and feminines. And everybody has realized their strengths by identifying their weaknesses within themselves, right? And then working on the weaknesses within themselves to become a stronger unit or a stronger part or component in a unit as a whole, right? So I love that energy. Let's try and stick there. Ciao. Now, I want to start with Voice of the Souls next. We have abundance at the bottom of the deck. I love how big these cards are. They make me feel like a kid. I don't know why these big old cards make me feel so childish. Not childish like I was yesterday. That wasn't me, but for everybody that tuned in and tapped in, I was glad to be able to be a part and give everybody laughs and stuff. It was a karmic message. The divine want to say from this deck. This is my Voice of the Souls oracle. They want me to stop right there. They're like, no. Spiritual message, education, and anger. Somebody is mad that I'm educating people on karmic relationships. Oh, somebody mad about that message I gave out yesterday. We don't care. Next. This person needs to find love within their spiritual selves here. Love is the abundance. That's what I'm hearing. That's soon. Love will be the abundance. Oh, okay. So people who have connected on a singular level. People who have connected or mastered themselves, their masculine and feminine energies, right? They're about to find out. You know how everything is a currency, right? Energy is a currency, speaking, communicating, information, education is a currency, right? What they are saying is like money is not the currency. That's why it's going on the decline here. The dollar, Bitcoin, all types of digital currency as digital itself. Digital currency itself is an energy frequency, right? So love will be used as like a barter system here. Love will be the currency. Love will be the abundance. Love will be the energetic barter system exchange. Do that make sense? But it will only be able to be used by those who have aligned within themselves, their divine masculine and feminine, who have reached the synergy, that yin and yang energy within themselves here, right? And it will be like we'll be connected with groups of people who are actively doing this on a daily basis, who have done this, and it will be able to, I don't know how the barter system will work with love, because it's like love is intangible. How can you give it? But there is a way, just like they made and created Bitcoin, we can make a digital currency of love. I don't know how God will want us to do it, but anything is fucking possible with the Most High God's source. That's how I really feel about it, right? And so I don't know. Divine, can you tell me more? Because I'm feeling kind of trippy over this. Like, how can love be used as a currency? Like, okay, so the movie that they're giving me is Time with Justin Timberlake and I forget the one girl name. But remember, they all had on their arm, they had digital time, right? And I don't know how their immortality here. Remember, they had to work, and when they worked, they got time added on their arm, and if their time ran out, their life expectancy ended. So it's giving me the same thing like love. Your life expectancy, the time, the currency, what we work for is being used, or it's being added back in years into our vessels, so to speak. So it's giving me the energy like love is time and time is money, but time I don't know how to explain it. Love is immortality, but love is also a time currency. It extends your life expectancy. Oh, okay. So if people didn't align with if they didn't, synergize their divine masculine, their masculine and feminine within themselves, they can't embody love. But love will be used as the currency to extend people's lives. And we're going to see the people that have not done this. We're going to see that they lack the love, therefore their life expectancy has been cut short. Hey, and that's why all the illnesses are out here. What people want me to say. That's how the message is being given to me. Yep. And those people will be begging for help. So they will be like the homeless people, so to speak. The people who lack love, are devoid of love, who refuse to heal themselves, who refuse to operate or open the heart chakra, that refuse to heal the heart space here. Those people will be like the homeless people with the help and repression. Those people will be like the beggars. They will be the vagabonds. They will be the homeless people, because their life expectancies are being cut short if they are devoid of love. If they are not operating out of the heart space, which is being considered spiritual, physical, or soulful currency, it extends our life. You get what I'm saying? It extends our life expectancy, even in it extends our life expectancy, like as a currency, but like in an immortal type of way here, so that we can exist in this in the world, in the new earth, as we go into more digital currency. Do that make sense? So that's what it's saying, is because it's like if these people are sick in their vessels, for one, sickness, it can be spiritual and physical, right? Masculine is the physical rendition of God, okay? Feminine is the spiritual rendition or epitome, whatever, of God, right? So we have a physical and spiritual currency. If people are not right in their hearts or in their divine feminine, operating in their spiritual nature, they are weak in their spiritual vessels, okay? Which means their physical vessel is weakened as well. If you have a weak vessel, you're sick. It doesn't matter if these people have all the material things, the tangible things, the pentacles, right? They're not going to live long enough to be able to enjoy those things, even as those things are converted into the digital currency and cosmic currency, because we are going from Bitcoin into a more cosmic currency. And what they keep showing me is some gold coin, but this gold coin is circular, is square in the middle, a square cut out in the middle, but this will be used as a cosmic currency. And on this, it'll be like a digital chip with your life expectancy, time, immortality, with your immortality rate, with your, but it will be added to, and this will be a chip, a scan card, but it will be like a chip or a coin that you forever keep on you. I don't know how that's gonna work, but it will show your currency in love based off of your synergy with your masculine and feminine self. The more you heal and ascend, and the more that you embody both these energies, as well as light and dark, but you embrace these things, embody these things, and you heal these things, and they work together, synergizing. It will add currency to this cosmic coin, this cosmic chip that will be used. You will be measured by your heart. Do that make sense? Your currency will be measured by your heart, which will tell the universe, the cosmos, God, that your vessel is worthy of extending your life period, okay? And as we roll over into these different currencies, but for the people that have not done this, it don't matter if they have the physical currency. Physical currency is being done away with. We're going into digital currency no matter what people want to say, okay? We're going into digital currency, but people's life expectancy, their vessels, their sickness, their illnesses, it shows that either their physical vessel is weak, it shows that their spiritual currency is depleted. Therefore, they cannot, their vessel will not be allowed to live on, okay, to experience the digital, then the cosmic currency, which will be measured by love, okay? I know that sounds real. So those people will be considered like poor, they are already poor in spirit. Okay, they are already They are already poor in digital currency or cosmic digital currency or spiritual cosmic currency. And these folks are in regret. That's the overall energy. They regret not synergizing their masculine and feminine. I got that chicken on in the oven, so. I said I got the chicken on in the oven, so. Oh, you got practice? Oh, okay. So karma is reproaching these people. If they were using okay, so that's another thing why physical currency and material tangibles and gains and stuff are no longer being, because they're declining in value, okay? Okay, there go the fucking house. They're declining in value because these people were able to use physical currency at one point in time. The physical currency was a representation of our spiritual selves, right? Our dharma, our spiritual piggy bank, if you will, because that showed people's soul, right? But the way that people were gaining the physical currency and the tangibles and the material things was very devilish, very wicked, right? Very satanic, and it looked like to the ether. See, they were tricking. It's almost not like tricking, but they were tricking people here who are aware of the spiritual currency and ether. Bring that down into the spiritual realm. They were tricking people into thinking that because they had all these material things and they had all these material things, they had all the money and all these things and the lavish things, they were tricking people into thinking that they were spiritually wealthy. And this is how people were gaining followers, right? Gaining followers because people want to follow the money, right? They want to follow where the money goes, where the money flows, because that is energetic currency and spiritual energetic currency, right? in one way or another, physical and spiritual, right? So since they were tricking people this way, physical currency is being done away with, and digital currency will be based off of a person's hard work, their heart space. They're synergizing with divine masculine and feminine within themselves, right? And spiritual currency, it can also be, hey, because why, bro, I gotta find something for them to do. I'm gonna just go dig a big ass hole in the ground, real deep, and I'm gonna fill it with water. It don't matter if it's muddy, and I'm gonna let them go swim. Hey, like, what you want me to do? We in the country. Like, bro, these kids need something to do, but it's so sad there's nothing for them to do around here. But anyways, I know it's nothing to do. And then she gonna say, it's nothing to do. Like, duh, I just said that. So, with that being said, they won't be able to use physical currency to look like that they are spiritually rich or wealthy. Their wealth will be based off of the spiritual nature, the yin and yang within themselves, and how they operate out of their heart space. I don't know how else to explain it, but that's how I'm getting it. Yep. They in regret for these karmic relationships. And see, this don't have to be, it doesn't have to be karmic relationships, like actual relationships. It could just be connections that they made, okay? Tricking people into thinking because they had the physical wealth that they were spiritually wealthy when these people are spiritually poor, spiritually bankrupt even, okay? In the spirit, these people are thieves, okay? And they've been stealing people's spiritual nature, spiritual selves, spiritual energy in order to use it or manifest in the physical. Do that make sense? And then they get people to follow them, connect with them in these karmic relationships, karmic bonds, karmic ties, in order to think that they will gain the wealth because they have it physically, and they thinking that these people are really manifesting their own spiritual wealth, but when they have been stealing it. So, but that is how this is going. So it will no longer physical currency. Your vessel will show so, and it will show the people that are spiritually poor is going to show through their vessels. Do that make sense? And again, I'm getting that movie Time, where they worked and they got that time added. But remember, the wealthy people, they were robbing the poor, okay, and adding time, and they had like more than enough and stuff, and like, you know, like they could give time, borrow time, even, right? Listen, duality. I cannot make this shit up. Duality. Regret, karmic relationship, and duality. Child. That's what's being communicated to these people. Period. This is going to be a short one. I just thought I'd start off Tuesday with a positive. I don't know how positive they could be. For those of us that know we've done the work, it's positive for us. But for everybody else, Great mystery wanted to come out. 11, self-knowledge. The great mystery of self-knowledge. Ma'am, can you get you and your, what is it called? Buckley Afro out of the camera? Because they'll, somebody to play, like, she has a kid in there. You can't show kids. It's 18 plus. You can't show kids. Child, if only. Look, God's child, if only. Look, my baby before the 6 and 7 year old, he 14. Child, I could be out of there right now. Like, what? Having babies again? Somebody out of their mind. Yeah, these people are very detached from the spiritual self. Man, I cannot make it up. Listen, detached and non-duality. I cannot make this up, bro. Girl, these kids be running my nerves over here. As my grandma like to say, turning my coochie hairs gray. Shit. Just stressing me out. Child, don't pay no attention to me collecting this early. We know I be on one hella early, but Yeah, man, they here all summer, so I do need to find stuff for them to do. For us, I'm gonna say them for us, which you know, Holy Spirit, divine. I mean, just. They threw it out. They said, take it out. Divine abundance. Divine abundance. They sacrificed their divine abundance by not being dual. Shit, Bear told him, retire into your den to find answers. That's that tents of Kadar thing. That's that temple that's within the duality, the dualistic natures of ourselves exist within. What else, divine? They sacrifice divine abundance. Are you talking to the collective as a whole or the karmics? Purification. So raise your vibrations by caring for your energy. These people didn't care for their energy, aka their vessels. They didn't go within. They didn't care for their vessels because think about it. Not only does healing start from the inside out, but you know, we are only as healthy outside as we are on the inside of ourselves. If stuff not working well inside of us, it shows on the outside of us, right? And these people, you can tell who didn't go within. You're starting to see like, man. Kayla, where your Orbeez gone? Bro, because I'm going to start like, them kids, them things hurt though. I'm not going to do that to them, but. What? Kaya, stop playing with him. Didn't nobody knock at the door. Stop being messy.
He does for me too.
No, I didn't.
You do.
Gratitude. These people aren't grateful at all. They sacrifice their divine abundance by not being grateful. They sacrifice their divine abundance or their spiritual currency by being in these karmic relationships and connections. They regret that. They sacrifice their divine abundance by not being dual, by not going within and synergizing their divine masculine and feminine energy here. These are people that refuse to heal, people that refuse to purify themselves here. They sacrifice themselves, okay? Because divine abundance says you were born to align with love's will. You know? Follow the Tao. And serve something beyond the ego. Learn to be abundant. Learn to be abundance, not chase it. We are abundance. Didn't I say like your dualistic natures or love or everything is the abundance? Mind you, it says you were born to align with love's will. Love to be abundance, not chase it. Because if we are the abundance, what are we looking for? Everything that is within us, we can bring outside of us. People sacrifice this for karmic connections and relationships here by being non-dualistic. While others of us took the time to synergize our masculine and feminine within ourselves and purify ourselves, we learn to be grateful. Fill me with gratitude for all you give. May I be a vehicle for you wherever I go. And then sacrifice says sometimes, no, because I'm making chicken, so no. Can you stop staring at me, bro? I said no. Man, bro. We have the ego totem. Rise above to widen your vision. Gratitude is a very high vibing energy too, and a frequency in itself. I don't know what flip. over, but can you stop looking at me, bro? I'll be swearing. Like, she went from there, and then she walked sideways looking dead at me, and then backwards, and she's still over there looking at me. Like, bro, is that supposed to be intimidated? I'm not scared of you. What's wrong with you? Mother Earth, forge a new alliance with nature. What does that mean? Man, listen, non-duality is back at the bottom. Nature is the currency. Okay, so another thing. If people's vessels are sick, you know that nature is working against them. We are made from nature, right? The oxygen is currency, right? Life expectancy. It expands our life expectancy. Our lungs, that's a currency, right? It converts carbon dioxide into oxygen, right? Water, that's a currency, right? It helps our vessel to be hydrated, therefore extending our life expectancy. Because if we are dual, when we heal ourselves, we know that nature is our friend, okay? We know that Mother Earth is one of our richest resources that helps us to preserve ourselves with purification and gratitude as well, and the ego totem, right? We know that Mother Earth, Mother Nature is used as a currency or a way to extend our life expectancy, which is wealth, which is the abundance. If a non-dual person is not going to know nor respect that, okay? They're not going to respect that. The air that we breathe, there you go. I just extended my life a couple of more hours. You know what I mean? Or a couple of more days. You know what I mean? I go drink water and I hydrate. I just extended I just expanded my veins, my blood vessels and stuff in order for them to retain the oxygen or pull in the oxygen. I just gave water to the cells in my body for them to continue to make plasma and functioning properly and keep on multiplying to extend my life expectancy. A non-dual person does not honor that nor respect that, because they are always chasing the abundance, when the abundance, everything I just explained that happens within our body is the abundance. A non-dual person is not going to, they know it, but they don't respect it because they're looking for the physical wealth, the physical currency, abundance to extend their life expectancy. But these people are all sick in their vessels, right? Because if they are not spiritually healthy, they are not physically wealthy, and we are being able to tell those people here, okay? So if they were robbing anybody's spiritual bank, these people's physical vessels are sick because now their spiritual selves have been, let's say, put in the NICU, or let's say that their spiritual selves have been put in ICU, okay? So their physical vessels can no longer do things or command their spirits to rob people in the spiritual realm. Because they're not only are they in spiritual jail, but it's like these people are in spiritual confinement, a prison, a spiritual prison, and they're also in the infirmary. Infirmary. I don't know how y'all call that thing, but you know what I mean. So now their vessels are starting to become very sick, weak, and stuff. It was like, what good does it do for a man to gain all the riches but lose his soul? Gain all the wealth or gain all the riches and lose his soul. That energy, right? Because you can't take it with you. You can take your spiritual currency, your spiritual health and wealth with you. Bro, if you don't quit yelling from that room, I'll talk loud enough as it is. I can't hear my loud ass voice over you screaming. Kaya, why are you picking with him? Kai. Do you want to be in trouble already this early in the day? Why did you shut that door? Grounded in the vision. They're saying get grounded in the vision of you are already wealthy and abundant inside. And I know people like, I want to be rich outside of me. Shit, I want to be abundant outside of me. It's there, collective. Fuck that. I'm not going to keep saying it's coming. Because, I mean, that gives people hope. But when people keep hearing it's coming, and they've been waiting patiently and still doing the work, and you know what I mean? People get tired of that. And God is fully aware. So if you are out there and you are feeling restless in your soul or spirit, waiting for God, and you like, God, I've been patient. God, I've been doing the work. God, I've been working on myself. God, I've been making amends. And I keep hearing it's coming, it's coming, it's coming. I've kept faith, even if it's as small as a mustard seed. I kept hope, right? I kept hope and faith in you, God. Like, God know we have grown weary in our spiritual selves as well as our physical selves. So it's like it's here. Because I'm not going to keep telling people it's coming. I am a person who had to learn a lot of patience. Okay, I am not a patient person. If I want something, I want it now. That's why I work so hard to get what I want now, because I don't like to hear wait. But I had to learn a very, very valuable spiritual and physical lesson about patience, right? So God knows that let's say for the most part of us, right? Even if you don't consider yourself impatient, God knows that we have grown weary and tired of waiting to be abundant outside of ourselves as much as we feel on the inside. We know what we should have. We know how abundant we should have. We know what we envision every day and what we work hard towards. And it's like, why is it not here? Why is it not coming? Because people who are non-dual had to be removed. How are they being removed? Well, through the karmic relationships that they chose. They themselves and the karmic person, they removed each other out of the way. So they can no longer rob us spiritually through X, okay? That's one of the biggest ways they were robbing us spiritually, okay? Through the dream state. That was one of another way that they were robbing us spiritually. We're already fruitful and abundant, okay? And prosperous and wealthy in the spirit here. If you're dual, you're wealthy. And it is being brought into fruition or manifested here into the physical realm. But all these people had to be gotten out of the way. Because they have been the ones that have been in the background, in the shadows, robbing us of our spiritual abundance before it can even manifest into the physical. And that's why we are growing weary, because we know it should have came already, right? God knows our hearts, collective. God knows our hearts. Trust me. Mother Earth, Ashe. Ashe to Gaia, Ashe to Tiamat. Ashe to Iya. Oh, you're welcome. You're quite welcome. That was a lot. Didn't I tell you that they was robbing us through sacred sexuality? Confirmation. And salah. Didn't I say that? So those people, they robbed us sexually, not of everything, but of enough for God to be like, okay, well, now I'm going to align you with your karmic equivalent. And y'all going to take each other out. Therefore, removing you out of my children, my chosen, my star seeds, my light workers, my healers' lives, right? They take each other, they're taking each other out. Because now they get the money by manifesting off of your actual energy. That is one of the main ways they've been doing this to us, right? And then they get all this physical wealth, and then they run off on the plug twice, and they go be with the karmic. You know what I mean? Then when they get with the karmic, their money starts depleting. That's why Mercury retrograde comes around, for us to learn lessons, because Spirit wants to know if once we become aware of this, right? Are you going to let them back in? They're just coming to rob you of your actual energy here so they can manifest physical abundance and run back to the karmic. But for those of us that didn't and let people about their way, and we chose to heal, we close out those cycles, those people are stuck with the karmic partners that they choose. These could be friends, families, spouses, whatever. They are stuck there. We've closed out the cycles. We're not going back, and we're not allowing the past to come back. Therefore, we're reclaiming our actual energy in the spiritual realm first, inside second, or inside first, spiritual second, and now it's manifesting into the physical. A lot of people are about to start seeing your money go on the incline. You're about to see what appears to be miracles. All of a sudden, you know, there's a refund in your bank account from some money or something you forgot about, or a charge you didn't know that happened and they refunded your money, or by way of even settlements. These settlements where they're doing class action lawsuits where they were also robbing us, millions of people. They breach our data. They breach our social security numbers, our identities and stuff like that, and then you be a part of a class action lawsuit, and even if you have itemized deductions, there are itemized claims, they give you $25, and it's like, what? So by way of those class action lawsuits, a lot of people are going to find that you're a part of bigger. You're going to just start receiving checks in the mail from class action lawsuits you didn't even know that you were a part of, and they're going to be hundreds of dollars. It may help you pay your rent for a month or two. You know, you're going to get that job or that promotion. You're going to see an incline. I promise y'all, we're about to start seeing an incline. Yep. The feminine cycle. And the feminine cycle talks about reconnect with your cycle. You are a plural woman or womb man. Even if you are masculine, you are womb man. You are of the womb. You are womb man. If you are a woman with a womb, you are womb man. Okay? So reclaiming our actual energy here. That's what has been going on in the spiritual realm. That's why these people's vessels are sick. That's why their money is sick. That's why their finances are sick. That's why their relationships are sick. That's why their mental states are sick. That's why everything about them is sick, because they are spiritually bound now. And they are also locked up, and they are in the infirmary or intensive care unit in the spiritual realm. So they can no longer do it. They don't have the resources. Mother Nature has turned against them. Mother Nature is no longer recognizing non-dual beings, because she in herself is dual. Everything is fruitful and grows from her. She co-creates, she procreates. She gives, she takes. If you're not dual, that means she is recognizing non-dual people as being an infection. And I already said this before. Nature is turning against people who it considers to be genetic mutations and infections. Genetic mutations not by way of color or race. We're not even going to implement that in this topic, right? But genetic mutations by way of working against Mother Nature. Only a dual being will respect her and all the resources that she gives and shares with us in order to live. Yes, I'm a humanitarian, but so what? So grounding. There's a lot of grounding energy here. Oh, they said anybody doing that did blood magic with anybody's menses here, like those people are being grounded. Like, I'm not talking about in a good way. Mother Earth, sacred actuality, the feminine cycle. These are people that do like bloodletting and blood magic and ritualistic sacrifice. But these are people who, like, you know, they do stuff with the woman's menses and stuff like that. Like, that's disgusting. I think I want to move forward from that. I don't even want to tap into that because maybe want to, yep. They're being grounded and you're being liberated. We're being liberated. Yep. They're being purified by fire. Spirit of fire and extraordinary. So this is also the passion, the drive, the force. As we are being liberated, the spirit of fire will purify things, okay? Let's get a couple more. Holy Spirit, Divine Spirit. There's a wild and impetus uniqueness to you that deserves to be honored. So you're going to see a lot of people start to glow. A lot of people are going to start to look different. Even yourself, you're going to look at yourself and be like, I'm kind of peacock in there. Like, because I see a peacock here, right? But that peacock is giving me that energy of mating here. You know, when it's time for mating, they like the glow, the show about them. It's like everything that all the work that they've done to prepare for the peacock season. It shows in their feathers, their glorious feathers and colors and stuff like that, their aura. Okay, So you're going to notice that, again, your money is going to start increasing, but your aura is going to start being more glowy, more showy, more peacocky. You know, the color, I'm getting the energy like people are going to start seeing in others, but in themselves too, the color come back. Even like colors around us are going to start appearing to be more vibrant here. You notice how things have been looking mighty dull here? That's because they have been draining the earth. They have been depleting earth. But it's more. Her energy is being made grounded. It's being made stable at this time. And people are being purified. All that actual stuff that they was doing, that actual energy that they were stealing, embrace. Yep. Guidance. Unconditional love with the self-love. Guidance with unconditional love and self-love. I cannot make this shit up, bro. Clearing. That was the true offering. And since you did that was the true offering, you get everything it is that you desire. Now, don't go all crazy, collective. These things do take time, but you are going to start seeing changes. We all will, if you have not, but we definitely will. The changes are happening. It's just gonna, and it also gives me that energy of like it's gonna be all of a sudden. It's gonna be all of a sudden. Child. Interconnection. I bring you the medicine of togetherness. That's that surrogate energy. I had that dream like surrogates. And it was like everybody came outside of their homes, off their electronics, and everybody was looking, and it was like the sun was real bright, and people were like, and then they were looking around at each other, and it was like, I don't know how to explain it, but it's like virtual reality has gotten us away from touch, physical love, physical unconditional love, togetherness in the physical realm, right? Which also has depleted our spirits here. Because again, things are being made virtual and digital, but another way that these people were stealing our actual energy is by way of virtual corn, okay? Virtual love, virtual dating, virtual fake images, making us think that the real world is like what we see on the internet. And then when we go out, we're not really connecting with people because we're going out with the mindset, our minds still being almost stuck or caged at one point in time or another on the virtual realm. How it looks there, we're expecting to see that outside, and then when we don't see that, right? It's like people weren't being able or allowed, it's like being duped into thinking that this not the real world, this online, that's the real world. When I go outside, people not really real. It's the people that's on digital, it's the people online that are real. And so they go out, and then the physical connection, it has been stagnant, and even it has been very sparse because people don't treat real physical people really good. They treat the virtual people really well, you know? And so there has been a disconnection between the interconnectedness of oneness, togetherness, of groups here, of actually hugging, of actually loving in person, having communications and face to face, you know what I mean? Family dinners at the table, communication, okay? And education, okay? One more. The art of, I cannot make this shit up, bro. The art of rituals. See, interconnection is a ritual in itself. You leave here, you go to a physical job. If you do go to a physical job, You meet people, you talk to people, y'all smile, y'all kiki cow. If it's not fake, it's genuine, right? You do that on a daily basis. That's a ritual connecting you with other people here, okay? You learn something from them, they learn something from you. Through the communication, through the physical communication, you are educated. You learn something from the physical exchange of communication, in person, face to face. And people have gotten away from that, and they think when they go out there, they have to put on a mask or they're forced to wear a mask. Some people don't even know that they're wearing it because they go out there in the real world with virtual eyes thinking everybody is supposed to be like that they are online. But people are not. The real world is out there right here. This is just supposed to be, it has been abused because it was supposed to be used as a way for us to manifest, as a vision board. You know how we have vision boards? We used to put them on the wall. We can now do that digitally, but people got lost in that, okay? People again, this is that energy, and don't get me wrong when I say this, but you have to be bigger than the program. The program cannot be bigger than the computer. Do that make sense? Because it is the computer, the motherboard, the dual nature of the dual processor that makes all the software and the programming work. You have to be bigger than the fucking program. Do that make sense? If the program gets bigger than the computer, the dual processor, what happens? The computer crashes, right? Okay. So that's what people are experiencing in their physical vessel. The computer crashes, the dual processor crashes, it becomes sick. Therefore, the programs can't even fucking run. Do that make sense? So that's the same thing as rituals. We get on our phone ritualistically, we go to work ritualistically, but we need to make the natural order of Mother Nature, which is a communication of exchange of lessons, information, right? That is a ritual in itself, the natural ritual. Everything is a ritual, but we need to get away from the virtual ritual, what we have created, a Sims reality, and get back out there in the real world, right? And I just wanted to say that. The art of rituals. Practice rituals to re-enchant your life by interconnection with Mother Earth and the people that are connected to it. We all ground in her. Your body's power, the path of beauty, and the right action. Our only true exchanges of bodily power is through physical touch. This is proved early on by scientists, pediatrics, OBGYN studies. They're all of those, right? The connection comes when the baby comes out of the womb. The connection is made instant with what? Physical skin to skin contact. Virtual reality, don't get me wrong, I use it, I love it. But I don't let it become bigger than me. I know what's there, and even what I show people is different from out here. And I try to make as much as possible my life match in both areas. I don't pretend to be anything online that I am not in person. Y'all see me raggedy busted with a boo-boo, with a bonnet, with every fucking thing. Y'all see me with crust in my eyes. Like I try to make sure that it matches me, who I am in the physical realm. I don't put on a show. I'm not doing those things here. I don't sugarcoat. I don't try to or pretend to be anything that I am not, right? So I am bigger than the fucking program because I created the program. When I get off of this live, the live ends because I ended the live. I still go on to exist. But when a baby is born, they have that skin to skin contact. That's the first link to connect it to the mother, and the mother still connected, being grounded in the earth. Do that make sense? Mindful messages as we wrap this up. My phone is about to go dead. My phone always about to go dead. we're on the edge of greatness. The universe is opening doors for me, bringing opportunities my way. I don't crumble at the edge of my greatness. I take the opportunities that come and walk through the doors with confidence. Mindful messages. And that it gets better. Didn't I say that? When things happen that cause me to feel good, I know there are more. I know that there are much more good feeling things coming my way. The better it gets, and I keep rising. I don't know why they wrote that way, but yep, because we've been doing our best. Can I make it up? We are all doing our best with the understanding or inner over outer standing and awareness we have in this moment. Any decision I take is okay, no matter the outcome. I make the best of any situation and learn as I go along. None of these supposed to be in a reverse. Commitment, because I'm telling you, if you were committed to just doing your best, God recognizes that within us, bro. That's why we are on this edge of greatness. It's there. It's right there. And it's getting better, bro. It's getting better. Commitment. I am committed to my growth and dreams. I set routines and habits, aka rituals, that help me evolve into my fullest potential. Even though I may not see the physical manifestation of my desires, I know they have vibrationally manifested and are on their way to me. One more. Why are these in the reverse? There go that inspiration board. If I am ever feeling down or bored, I spend time creating a vision board to place in my home. But for most of us, our vision board is our phones, our social media platforms. I fill it with quotes, pictures, and desires that bring me inspiration and joy. I'm taking it, bro. There's other stuff that say dance it out. Don't forget to dance, collective. And if you can't dance, dance any fucking ways. If you can't sing, sing louder. You know what I mean? It's not personal, okay? Releasing anger, okay? People's reactions and opinions of me are really not about me at all. People tend to project their own insecurities or fears onto one another. So it's so funny that people pretend to be these loving, kind beings or good people online, but in person, they are hateful to everyone that they come across. And that's what I mean about people letting the program become bigger than them. They pretend to be one way online that they are not in person. Child. Anyways. So when someone speaks unkindly to me, I'll remember they have something going on that has nothing to do with me. And that is the God honest truth. And you know what that will do? That's allowing us to release anger. Okay? What a person thinks about you has nothing to do with you, collective. What you think about you has everything to do with you. Forget what everybody else says. Releasing anger. Anger is a natural emotion, but I recognize that holding on to it can be toxic for me. That's these non-dual people and regret in these karmic relationships. I look at the person who has caused me pain and see them as a human being, as the human being they are. I release the anger I feel and free myself. Freeing myself and expanding to love. Love is the divine abundance. Period. Get focused. Play, eat food. That's eat, love, pray type of energy. Hey, I'm trying to be on that. That's on my bucket list. I just want to go all over different countries and just be eating food and, kiss me a couple of frogs and turn them into princes. You know what I mean, collective? That's a joke. I don't think nobody else are frogs, okay? I'm not kissing frogs. I do pick up frogs with my bare hands, though. People be like, you pick up frogs? You not staring at him? Like, bro. I used to play, I used to play in a creek when I was a kid. What do you mean? Unlimited resources, okay? I create my reality real. I create my reality. I create my reality. I'm not doing that. With the thoughts I think and things I focus on, I am unlimited in my ability to create a beautiful life full of good and love. Love. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. She always talk about fucking love with her lovey-dovey ass self. Bitch, that's the divine abundance. The richest resource you can have in the physical and spiritual, and it is being shown as such. Collective, thank y'all for tuning in and tapping in. Hopefully this message was inspirational for you for the day. Hopefully that you have a beautiful and abundant and fruitful week filled with love, 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 love. I am your girl, Shay, the Dual Alchemist. I will release you in your energies to go about your day as you see fit, abundantly happy. Don't forget to smile, play, dance it out, say good things to yourself, create your inspiration boards, journal, write, hug a couple of fucking people. And if you have nobody to hug, go hug a tree, nigga. It helps. It helps. I bet you it hug back. And I'm gonna call my energy, my power, my energy's essence and vitality and my abundance, my divine abundance back to me as I close out doors, portals, and windows to and from my energy and disconnect any and all energies that I have connected to or that I have allowed to connect to me. Besides love. We can keep the love thing, baby. And until next time, collective, thank y'all for being of service to me by watching me and supporting the channel and giving me feedback on the messages. Peace and Godspeed.